Okay, hi everybody, it's me, Bonkai922. Kaiju! Let's go. Okay, so this was a very not laid back episode, but it was more. This was exposition. That's what this episode was, in a nutshell. Um, this was episode 6, season 2 of Kaiju number 8, Compatible User. Okay, so we already found out last week Kafka. So the story is the more times he becomes Kaiju number 8, the more times when he returns from being that, he's basically, he's turning into it. That's what's happening. Like, if he continues using his power, the power of Kaiju number 8, he's going to turn into it. He won't be human anymore. At all. Now, that was from last week. This week we get a lot of bombshells. Well, the real important one involves Yoshino? I believe that's right. Hoshina. So, Hoshina. It's funny also in this episode, Hoshina and Narumi, they got some history, apparently. They don't like each other. Well, Narumi gets like really pissed at him. This is called him bowl cut. It was kind of funny in that way. So, Hoshina, vice captain of the 3rd Division, apparently was trying to gather some information from Kaiju number 10. Now, this Kaiju was just a head and a spine, and at the bottom was his core. He still was powerful. Like, dude. But the importance of this episode is that Yoshina goes to visit him to gain information on 9. And what they find out, Kaiju number 9 created 10? It's not that surprising, but it still is kind of beyond comprehension. Now, Kaiju number 10 wants Yoshina to use him as a weapon to fight alongside him. Yeah, they're telling him, no, don't do it. What's her face and that assistant, don't do it. He decides to do it, and he basically gives him the whole gamut about number 9, Kaiju number 9, that he created him, and so on and so forth, and he's creating other Kaijus. And let's not forget the fact that he absorbed the director. Holy crap. So, that's the meat of bones of it. But also during the meeting, we also get Kafka, which we don't get much of Kafka in this episode. It's like the very beginning, we see him training, and they're going to meet with Yoshina and discuss the whole gamut. Now, the other bombshell during the meeting was that Reno has been chosen to be the wielder of Kaiju number 6. That is the Kaiju that took out, forgot her name, my apologies, Kikiro, Shinomiya, her mother. So they want to give this Kaiju to Reno. Now, bear in mind, this is the number one thing regarding these Kaijus that are turned into weapons. People who wield them, well, get a little closer to death. They take out a lot of your life force from you when you're wielding them. So, not only now do we have Kafka, who is continuously fighting as Kaiju number 8, and is starting to turn into it, and it won't be human anymore. But now we got Reno and Yoshina. Yeah, they're going to use these Kaiju weapons. And they might not live to see tomorrow. So, Reno gets the news of this, and he goes through the training to try to take it in, and yeah, he it's monstrous, and he realizes now what Kafka went through in his situation with Kaiju number 8. So this all boils down to him passing out, getting up in the um, hospital bed, and he still, even though he went through that, still wants to do it, taking the weapon. So his superior, from I believe it's Division 4, decides, okay, you're going to have to prove yourself. And that's where the episode ends. So he has to prove himself under missions that he would be successful in taking in Kaiju number 6 as a weapon. Now, we also get some outer exposition of where Kaiju number 9 is, which is an area very large in the ocean, or the area is very large, and everyone in the meeting is basically stating, one person meeting, this guy who drinks his Division 4 leader, yeah, that's going to take a long time. It's like years to find this guy. So the whole gist of it is in the long scheme of things, with Reno and Hoshina, is to get these people and the recruits trained up. Now, my feelings on this situation is this. I don't know what happens in the manga. I heard something along the lines about the ending being bad or something. But anyway, Kafka's situation is not as bad as the other two, even though it is still pretty bad. Like, he won't be human anymore. That's... Even Narumi says to him he still wants him to fight, and once he turns, he's going to kill him. So, that's just the situation. Now, it's what it is. Overall rating for this episode, not a lot happened. The bombshells made up for it, I think. So I'm going to give this probably 9 out of 10. Based on the bombshells and based on what was being told. Also, 10 was like, yo, this dude was so powerful. Even though he's just a head. It was crazy. But overall, good episode. Now, next week, I don't know what happens. I'm guessing they're going to continue now this whole process. I know Narumi is probably going to train Shinomiya further in, and now Kafka, which is just going to go on a whole nother string, because it's going to take a lot to beat this guy, to beat 9. It's not going to be easy. But good episode. We'll see what happens next week with that. Tomorrow I'm going to do Gachi-Kuda. We'll go from there. But pretty cool. Pretty good episode. Pretty solid. Basically just exposition dump of what is going on and what they're going to have to do it. To fight 9. Essentially. But that's what I got for you guys. Bankai 922. And I'll catch you guys later.